Welcome back. You're watching The Money Show with me, Kavita Thapliyal. And if you are someone who loves exploring and travel to different places, then this segment is for you. With the increase in travel, one of the important things that travelers need to know about is their travel insurance. This form of insurance helps cover a whole range of uncertainties and scenarios that can drain out a traveler's finances. Most countries require mandatory travel insurance while applying for a visa, but choosing the right travel insurance, which covers all the risk of travel, is important. So, let's take the discussion forward with Manas Kapoor, product head travel insurance policy bazaar.com. Manas, good evening and welcome to the show. Today, we're going to talk about all aspects involved in travel insurance. A lot of people know about it, but we are not sure about people implementing this when it comes to making their travel plans. So, what kind of coverages, Manas, are we talking about when it comes to travel insurance, India and abroad?
Thank you for having me here. So, if I tell you about the coverages, there are two types of coverages that are present, whether you are traveling within India or outside India. The first type of coverage is basically your medical expenses, which covers your medical related any emergency or any accidental happening that you incur while traveling to any destination, whether domestically or internationally. It can be any evacuation because of any hazardous situation, any natural calamity. It can be any dental treatment or any accident that you face. So those are first set of coverages that is covered under travel insurance. The second is very pertinent, very important for the users to understand that they, like you mentioned, that there are very financial risks that are associated when you are traveling. There can be a loss of personal belongings. Your baggage can get delayed or lost while traveling. Your passport loss can be there. So these are certain types of unknown or less common benefits that people should know and should inquire while traveling internationally, specifically because the price that they have to offer once they undergo that particular constraint is something is very important for them to be safeguarding themselves for.
Also, what I want to understand is the kind of so you mentioned two types of travel insurance available. Now, according to that, there are obviously a lot of insurance companies giving you a lot of features involved in it. How should you select the right kind of policy for yourself, the kind of features that you should insure depending on the travel that you are set for?
So it depends on the destination that you are going. A, B. It also depends on the duration of trip that you are incurring. So, for example, if you are going to for leisure activity to, let's say, a couple of countries in Europe, a simple travel insurance which covers basic benefits will be sufficient. But let's say if a person who is senior citizen who is traveling to their family in USA, who's
I think there's some kind of a problem in the connectivity, but then as Manus was informing us about the different type of travel insurance covers, let me just rewind that for all of you. So we are talking about emergency medical expenses which are covered under these travel plans. So if there is a delay in check-in baggage, you have it covered over there. Any cost related to the cancellation of your trip, even that's covered. We have Manas online with us. Manas, if you can hear me, you can continue answering the question I asked.
So like I was mentioning, that senior citizen is one segment that they look for specific benefits like pre-existing disease, their trip cancellation benefits, even for example, compassionate visit. That if they want any other relative to visit them to international boundaries, they extend their trip up to 1 year. So these are certain benefits that particular segment of users are looking for. Then comes a new segment that is gaining prominence right now after the pandemic is student segment, because now students have started to travel. There's specific benefits that are aligned to their requirements, like their loss of laptop, sponsor benefits. Then there is a benefit which is aligned to legal expenses, like if they get in a brawl or in a fight at a place. So those are certain unique benefits that people who are opting for student travel insurance can get.
Can you tell me the approximate costing for all the different kind of insurance plans that you just mentioned, travel insurance plans?
So ideally, we should consider that it is primarily geography dependent because let's say US and Canada, which is as a geography place where the medical expenses are a little higher as compared to a country like Singapore or if I say Indonesia. So definitely the pricing of the product will be 2x or 2.5x in USA versus a person who is traveling to Singapore. I'll just give you an example. If a person who is going to Singapore for 10 days, the average cost would be somewhere around 1500 to 1000 rupees that he will be incurring for the travel insurance piece. But if the same duration is undertaken by a customer who is traveling to USA, that will be ranging around 3000 to 3500. So that is something a price gap or price parity that is there between the geographies depending on the medical facilities and the cost of medical facilities that are available.
All right, one thing that people don't understand or often miss out is the kind of claim structure that you need to know before taking any type of plan, in fact. But then when talking about travel insurance, it gives you a peace of mind that okay, you have this travel insurance plan. But then when it's a situation where there's a crisis involved, how do you approach the insurance company and how do you claim the claim that you need to make?
That's a very good question because that is something which we want the customers to understand, and that is the because see, it's just not a document for visa or for carrying purpose. It's a benefit that the customer should have once they face any emergency when they are outside India or within India. Okay, so the basic structure around claims is that they just need to inform whatever be the intermediary, whether it is policy bazaar, whether it is the insurer, they just need to inform that particular intermediary that they have such a such claim that they have incurred, and they need to understand that the what are the documents or particular things that are required for a particular claim. So, for example, in case of medical expenses, when they are either admitted to a hospital or they are just visiting a general physician, it is very important to take the bills that are present with them and have a soft copy and a hard copy with them so that they can deposit that to the insurer. Similarly, let's say if the baggage gets lost, there is a PIR report that is given to them by the airlines, by the carrier that they are traveling, which is very important for them to submit it to the insurer. So these kinds of documents is very important for the customers to understand that at the time of claim that they need to have, the process is simple. They just need to inform the intermediary or the insurer, and the rest will be taken care by them.
Manas, what is the maximum amount of coverage that you can get for all the purposes?
Uh, for example, medical expenses, there can be plans which are up to 1 million of coverage that customer can get. In terms of other popular benefits that customers inquire and look after on travel insurance. So, for example, trip cancellation, that benefit has varied coverage across different plans. Similarly, passport loss, which starts from $100 and goes up to $1,000. Baggage loss, that also starts from somewhere around $100 and goes up to $2,000. So these are like and have varied
I think we lost Manas over there, but then it's time to wrap up this segment also. Thank you so much, Manas, for being on the show and helping our viewers with how to make a travel plan with a proper travel insurance plan covered.